Gotcha. Ah, that's better.
ProtectYourBubble.com, proud sponsors of Swipe on Sky News.
You're watching Swipe. Coming up on the show this week. Drum roll, please. We're making music from thin air. The smart alarm clock that won't disturb your other half. And we head off on an emotional journey with a slice of bread. Yes, really. Welcome to Swipe. This week we're getting musical. Now, some of you watching right now might already know how to play a musical instrument. But how many of you have stuck with it for years? Because think, if you were a drummer, you've got to lug the kit around everywhere. You need your own group of roadies. But imagine if you could fold up your drum kit and put it in a rucksack. Here's Will.
The drum is one of the oldest instruments in the world, but now it's had an upgrade. What you're seeing here is an invention called aerodrums. It uses motion sensors, LEDs, and a high-speed camera to track your hand and foot movements. And a computer converts this into sound.
It's very sensitive. We use a high-speed camera to make sure that we can accurately determine the speed that the sticks are moving. And this is important to, provide an authentic drumming experience. When you hit softly, you expect to hear a very soft note. And when you hit hard, you expect to hear an accented note. So we put a lot of work into, modeling the volume response of real drums.
Traditional drum kits take up a lot of space and are expensive. So for many aspiring drummers, just getting your hands on a full set is a real challenge. A Kickstarter project called Djembe thinks it's got around this by putting an entire set on a touchpad. And once you link it up with an app, you can choose your sound.
When a drummer hits one of Djembe's 10 pads, what they're really doing is putting pressure on a special type of sensor called a force sensing resistor. Our electronics constantly read these sensors and send the data into an iPad, where our software recognizes the drummer's gestures and converts that into music.
Making your instruments more portable is useful, but does one as successful as the drum really need to evolve?
This technology is allowing people to practice that otherwise would not practice. Having said that, if you're a drum kit player, I think there is no substitute for getting on a real drum kit. So I think the two work well together. I think they can support each other, but I don't think one replaces the other.
Roger Lynn has been at the forefront of music technology for years. His drum computer created the beats on Michael Jackson's Thriller, and he thinks acoustic instruments could be on their way out.
If you look 50 years in the future, do you really think everyone's going to be playing old acoustic guitars and pianos and saxophones and violins? I think most people would believe that there's going to be some new electronic instrument or a variety of new electronic instruments that people will be playing. And if you just backtrack from there, you see a progression towards that state.
It might be a while yet before machines take over completely. Will Sargent, Sky News.
Will makes all that tech sound so easy to use, doesn't he? With me now is the co-developer of Aerodrums, Jan Mavan, and you're going to show me how this kit works.
Yeah, sure. Just take those drumsticks.
Sticks.
Have a seat here.
Oh, sit down. Oh, I can hear something. Ah! I'm hearing a cymbal already.
I'm going to put those on your feet.
Okay.
For the pedals.
What are these?
They reflect light, like something you'd wear when you're cycling at night.
Oh, okay. So they're like bicycle reflectors, but they're going to pick up the movement of my feet. Is that correct?
Exactly. The camera has a lamp that sends light to them, and the reflection looks a lot brighter than everything else. That's how we track the motion.
I see. Okay, so this camera and this light is tracking my motion right now.
Yeah.
My hands and feet. Does that mean that I couldn't do this outside?
Outside in broad daylight, no, because it would throw it off. It would be too bright in the background.
What about nighttime?
Yeah, at night it would work.
Okay, so if I get good, I could go busking at night?
Yeah, definitely it would work.
Do you think someone could genuinely learn the drums from scratch just by using this?
Yes, definitely. It would be better to have a teacher, but this will build coordination and you'd be able to learn grooves like you would on a real kit, yes.
But it wouldn't feel the same as playing a real kit, though, would it? So they wouldn't build that upper body strength?
Yeah, it's not great for building stamina because it's a lot easier to air drum than to hit a real kit. and it will also feel a bit different, but you do get feedback on your wrist because you have a wrist stick in your hand and you feel it in your palm, and you can also use your palm for rebound actually to drum fast.
So what's next for you then? What other instruments are in the pipeline?
Well, xylophone is a good one. We've had requests, yeah.
Oh, I'd love a go on that. Come back to me when you've done that.
Yeah, sure. We will.
Thanks, Jan.
Ready?
As always.
You're watching Swipe. Still to come, we prepare for Mortal Kombat. But first, here's a roundup of some of this week's other tech news. Never mind the drums. If you're sick of being woken up by your partner's alarm clock, then you might like this. A Kickstarter project called Wake uses focused beams of light and ultrasonic waves to get you up without disturbing anyone else. A sensor monitors your body heat and a white LED slowly lights your face to wake you up. Scientists in the US say they've created a mobile phone battery that charges in just 1 minute. Most batteries are made from lithium or alkaline, but this one's made of aluminium, which is supposed to be safer. The team at Stanford University expects it to last for 7,500 charges. A typical lithium one gives you 1,000. An exoskeleton for your ankles has been developed to help people with mobility problems. It's made of carbon fibre and uses a mechanical clutch connected to a spring to support the muscles. The team behind it says those who wear it will feel like they've just taken off a 5-kilo backpack. Amazon's billionaire founder Jeff Bezos is to launch a spaceship which could one day take passengers into Earth's orbit. His firm Blue Origin has finished testing the rocket engine, and if test flights are successful, then it could be used to one day fly 3 people to a height of 62 miles. It's apparently likely to begin flying commercially within 10 years. And now it's time for our games review. And this week we've got a rather unusual title. It features a slice of bread trying to transform into a piece of toast. Sound weird? Yeah, we thought so too. Here's Daniel Krupa.
The first game is Mortal Kombat 10. It is the 10th Mortal Kombat. It's been around for a good few decades now. And this is coming to next-gen consoles, PC, and then going back to the old ones in the foreseeable future. And it's, you know, it's the characters you know, there's loads of them. And the thing that Mortal Kombat does well, and I think it's really known for, is being this kind of over-the-top, outlandish, violent fighting game. And it appeals to people who are really into fighting games, but also I think it appeals to a much wider demographic who just want to like pick up and play. And you know, video games sometimes get kind of upbraided for being violent, but Mortal Kombat's a game that kind of joyfully embraces that, and it does so in a really silly fashion. There's really kind of stuff that will make you wince and pull back, but it kind of does it a little bit tongue-in-cheek. Next one is Dark Souls 2, Scholar of the First Sin. Now this game came out last year, really well received, so well critically acclaimed, and this is kind of a remastered version. So if you've already played the game, it's kind of worth picking up because it's technically better, graphics are improved, frame rate's improved, and they've kind of changed a few things, so you'll still be surprised. If you haven't played it, it's probably the version to pick up. Now Dark Souls is the sequel to what I think one of the best games ever made, Dark Souls 1, but what they're kind of known for is being really difficult, and I think sometimes that difficulty is overstated to the point that it puts off new players embracing the series. And it's not too difficult, it's literally a video game that demands your attention. It says, here are the rules, this is how you play, and are you prepared to learn it? And if you are, you'll really enjoy it, you'll enjoy the challenge. So the final game is a really serious game called I Am Bread, in which you play a piece of bread who wants to make his journey to a toasting surface, ideally a toaster. So you kind of traverse a variety of domestic environments, from bedrooms to bathrooms, and on your way to the toaster or the toasting surface, like a hob or something like that, you don't want to pick up too much dirt. So you want to get there in as direct and speedy fashion as possible, because as you move over surfaces, you pick up things like licorice all sorts and bits of fluff, rendering the bed inedible and therefore not being able to fulfill its lifelong dream.
Well, that's it for this week, but don't forget to stay up to date with all the latest tech stories on Sky News iPad, our smartphone apps, skynews.com and our YouTube playlist. I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye.
Gotcha. Ah, that's better.
ProtectYourBubble.com, proud sponsors of Swipe on Sky News.